Hey, everybody, I am Cappi Pidwell, and I'm always excited to just share some great resources with you. So I hop on here live. This is just my third time now tuning in live to you guys. And I really want to talk to you guys today about positive thinking. Like, let me ask you a question. How many books or podcasts or information is out there on positive thinking? Just think positive and then you're going to get your outcome. And I really find it fascinating because it's easy to say and to read or to listen and to get ideas and insights to think positive, but honestly, I don't think it works. To me, I think it's a lot of old school information to get people real transformation. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Cappi Pidwell. I've been a speaker for 30 years. I'm a master of NLP and hypnotherapy. And I do speak on mindset and how to get solutions, resolutions to really get the outcomes that you desire. And for all of you, that could be different. But my primary audience is entrepreneurs, salespeople, people that want to increase their income, increase their outcomes on a very short duration of time. I truly believe that a lot of the old sales training and tactics and our information that we got, it's good. And I would say, what do they say? The 80-20 rule, right? That 20% of the people make most of the money and the other 80, 8, 10 to 10, whatever you want to say. The other 8 struggle or they continue to stress out over their outcomes. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, because I was speaking at an event the other day and somebody said, "Oh, Cappi, you're just talking about being positive." And I was like, not at all. It's not just positive thinking. So let's look at the subconscious for just a minute and explore a little bit about this. Okay. So your internal talk speaks to you at up to 500 words a minute. So we can't record all that or analyze it all or look at what we think in a day if we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, which again, that's what the average research states. So I tell people to evaluate when you wake up. When you wake up first thing in the morning and you're kind of in that drifty, drowsy state, are you awakening into your new day as the creator that you are? Like, oh gosh, I got to get up and I got to do this. Like, what are you doing inside yourself? Because it's not about just thinking positive and being happy, Cappy, that's my name. But like, Sally, whatever, positive, whatever. That's good if you're naturally that way, which there are people. I have a client and I say he's got swag, man. He is just so up and happy and fun. Now, is he like that all the time? I don't know. But when I talk to him, he's got great energy. But I would say the average individual that really wants a new outcome, there is an underlining feeling. It's an energy. I call it the inner sanctuary that is often full of maybe fear, exhaustion, stress, all those inner obstacles that I talk to people about, right? So just trying to think positive. I'm going to make it a great day. I am a multimillionaire, affirmations and all that information. Not that that's bad, but I find that people struggle because they want the outcome, they want the income, they want more money or results or whatever it is they're working on. And yet that underlining, that's my title, the inner sanctuary, is coming from lack. It's coming from stress. It's coming from not enoughness. It's coming from fear. It's coming from like fear of rejection, fear of not good enough, smart enough, young enough, whatever. So that's really where the work gets done, right? So I recommend that when you want a different outcome or you want to create something in your life, first off, I have a book called The Mindset Code. Pick the topic you want to work on. I find a lot of times people want to work on like 10 things and they're like, Happy, I want this, 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 and this. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just focus on what's the priority. So I'm going to recommend you do that. What is the priority? What's a thing you want to work on? So it could be health. It could be a relationship. It could be your money. Again, you are the creator of every outcome you have. So pick your topic. So then from there, you really want to tune in and feel like, what do you believe about it? I'm going to use the topic of money because that's what I help people the most with. It's a big conversation. So if somebody says and they're doing affirmations, I'm a millionaire, but in that inner sanctuary, if you will, they feel not good enough or not worthy or maybe not deserving, or they come from lack and they come from worry. And here's the thing, you guys, in that inner sanctuary, people don't typically talk about that, right? They're not saying out loud, oh, this is my problem, Cappy. I'm going to give you an example. I was at an event the other day. I speak at a lot of events on mindset and money and success and that type of thing. And I'm at an event, and this lady comes up to me afterward and she says, oh, I've heard you before, Cappy. I love your stuff. It makes so much sense. I want to work with you, blah 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 blah, but I don't have the money. So I said, okay, so how long have you had that experience of not having the money? And she was like, oh, well, I've got this and I've got this bill and it's my birthday. She had every reason why she didn't have the money. And I promise you, this is not new for her. And I'm not blaming her. I'm not giving you her name, but I hear this constantly. And so I sit and I listen, or stand and listen. And I'm like, her inner sanctuary has so much lack. That's really what's occurring for her. So as she's feeling stressed over money and that there's not enoughness, I call it the enoughness factor, that's kind of what's built in that sanctuary. So all the positive thinking in the world is probably going to make her more frustrated. If I just said, well, think positive about money, set a goal for yourself, write affirmations about money. Is that going to change that internal core sanctuary, if you will? That's what I call it. And it really is work. I mean, it's work to change that, but really, here's the work. If you go to my website, I have a free mindset tip download that you can practice. Here's the key though, you got to do it. You have to practice. I've been doing this for 30 years. I practice a lot. I still do sessions every single day because we're bombarded with information and I just want to master me. Everything that happens externally is a result of what I'm doing internally. So if I'm not doing that work and I think, oh, it sounds good and that's great, and then I run off and watch, Facebook videos and TikTok this and whatever, and I'm so busy being busy, but I don't have the outcomes, you really do need to come into here and figure out that inner sanctuary. So go get the free download, number one. The second step, again, really is to go inside, close your eyes on whatever the outcome you chose was. If it's your body, if it's a relationship, if it's whatever. And here's what most people are doing. They think, oh, if I get the money, then I'll be happy. If I get the job, if I get the whatever, we're talking about money, right? If I get the paycheck, if I get the raise, if I get tons of new clients, what have you, then I'm going to feel that financial freedom. But they have so much lack and worry. It's almost like I see a tube inside somebody with their inner sanctuary full of the frequency that they carry, the energy that they have, right? As a master hypnotherapist, I can talk to somebody for 5 minutes, not even two, and really know where they're coming from, right? And that doesn't make them bad or wrong. I've dealt with the same thing, right? So it's really a powerful process to understand your what's happening in you. Yeah. So if you close your eyes, turn on some soft music, honestly, you guys, 3 minutes a day, you don't have to spend a lot of time, but just kind of tune into that frequency of money. Where do I hold it in my body? How do I feel about it? If you're always stressed, if you're always, trying to think positive and yet you're not feeling it, you have to begin to feel, not just think wealthier, feel more prosperous, feel worthy, feel deserving. That is the practice. So, if you grew up in a family that lack was common, I did, it was work for me to begin to feel that level of comfort with financial success, that level of comfort being a receiver, that level of comfort managing, being with money, moving money, spending money, making money. There's a lot of different dynamics. So if you spend some time in that inner sanctuary, again, that's kind of what I think about it. Just know that before you had all your limiting beliefs about yourself, you were perfect. You were born whole and complete. And those beliefs got layered on you almost like a bunch of sticky notes, right? Like parents said they didn't have money, or, whoever, whatever your life thing was. It's like, I see these perfect little babies that we all were. And then people start putting their beliefs on us. And then next thing you know, they become our beliefs. And then we live into them. We walk around with them, kind of like those sticky notes all over us. Oh, like that lady, as lovely as she was, she had every reason and every excuse why she wasn't ready to make the change. And I already know when someone starts talking like that, that loop is so thick that they're not going to do anything. Oh, that's great, Cappy. I could send them links. I could give them free stuff. And it just goes whoop, right? So you have to do the work. I create the products, I create the processes, I create the solutions for people to get very, very rapid results. And when you start to understand the power of the subconscious, which is a million times more effective inside of you than your logical thinking mind is, why wouldn't you access that? So, what do I mean by that? Like, your subconscious is breathing your body all the time, 24/7, right? It's blinking my eyes right now, it's animating my hands. This energy that animates all of us is what we were birthed into. um, I'm going to get a little spiritual here, a little deeper. A lot of times when people, pray and they have their religious practices and their beliefs and their things that they do, they're going to something outside of themselves. And I truly believe, we were created by the creator. All that energy is within. So when we can access that inner wisdom, that inner wealth, that inner, I mean, think about it. You have cells, you have a brain, you have eyes, you have ears, you have hands, you have, if you have all of your, if you're fortunate enough to have all your physical capacities and you're listening to this, then you have to be grateful for those things. And you have to really sit in the wealth that you already are. It's not outside of you. It is inside of you. But if the inside doesn't feel like it and you're trying to think positive, you're probably going to end up frustrated. It's very similar to when people set their goals and they're trying to get their goals and they're like, oh, Cappy, I set my goals and I've done this, but I don't hit them and I end up frustrated. It's very, very similar. So do the practice. Go get my free download. It's in the notes. It's on my website, cappipidwell.com. Pop-up will come up. It's just the mindset tips. Grab it. Then I'll put you in my newsletter. I just do it once a month. I give you some free videos. I give you some free resources. I have a lot of great things available for you to really master that inner sanctuary, that subconscious warehouse, if you will. And I'm not saying positive thinking is bad, but I think people end up frustrated and they stay stuck because they think it's just all in how they think. It's really in how you feel. And it's accessing that level that begins to change the thinking and then the behaviors and then the action reaction and then, of course, the result. But most people are trying to get the result and they're not changing the inner part of them. They're not changing the beliefs, the sanctuary, the emotions, if you will, and then taking action and then creating out of that and then going out into the world, coming from that level of abundance and prosperity and happiness and joy and blessings and bliss. Then the thinking shifts. It's very hard to just change your logical thinking. So go grab the free PDF. Leave me a comment here on YouTube, you guys. I am kind of new doing these lives. Leave me a comment, request a topic, like it, subscribe, share it with a friend, whatever, because I am here to be a contribution to people getting the outcomes that they want. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.